Kim, that's fine.
4 years ago, you sold clothes in a boutique in the Valley. And now, all of a sudden, you're Miss Princess.
You knew what you were getting into.
With what?
With my work ethic, with everything.
My work ethic.
Yeah, if that's it, keeping my Kardashian name is a business decision. If you don't understand that, then that's a problem for me.
Okay, well then maybe we have a problem.
Now, what men and women have to prepare yourself for is for people to undermine and underestimate what you got under your belt. That's why I always tell people, less announcements, more execution. Less announcements, more execution. Stop explaining to people what you're getting ready to do. The only person that you should be explaining what you're getting ready to do to is somebody that has already done it, or somebody who is a coach, mentor, spiritual mother, or spiritual father, or somebody who is in your corner that genuinely believes in your dream. Outside of that, you have no reason to be updating anybody on anything. That is how you stagnate yourself. Now, one thing I'm always telling men and women is when it comes to relationships, especially as a woman, I'm speaking to women specifically for a second, because men, I don't really think men have this problem. I think it's more of a woman thing. Women who are go-getters, like I always say, you have to be highly selective about the men that you align yourself with. Because a lot of men have this kink where when a woman is on her path, they want to come in and slow you down. They want to come into your life and start playing games and throwing you off the right path. So I'm happy that Kim cut the cord. She pulled the cord quick, especially on that marriage. As much as people were making fun of her, no, she pulled the cord quickly because she said, this guy is getting ready to slow me down and I don't have the time. I am not a homemaker. I am not an Aunt Jemima. I am not that type of woman. I got to get away from this guy because I'm going to have to give up my dreams in order to be with him. And I don't think love should require that. And it shouldn't. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Anybody, whether it's friend, family, lover, that is trying to get you to give up on your dreams in order to be with them is not for you. That person is not coming in light, love, and abundance. No, they're coming in darkness. That person is not for you. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And when you're on your goal in life to reach your dreams, and sometimes you have dreams that only you can see, you gotta be careful with who you align yourself with, romantically, platonically, socially, professionally, because they will have a substantial effect on your self-esteem, ambition, and confidence. And when you understand that, you're going to stop telling people what you're getting ready to do. You're going to stop telling me. Let me tell you, there are some people that are like, I didn't even know you were online until I came across you on my YouTube page. I had no idea. When were you going to tell me that? I said, well, it's not really something I needed to tell. It's something that I wanted to start, so I did it. I didn't have to tell, because by me telling people beforehand, that means that I need your approval to do it, and I don't. If I want to do something, I just do it. And if it's a dream or a goal of mine, I will ask God for direction, but I just do it. I don't check in. Why? Because I know people have limited mindsets. People have a limited mentality. They have no faith. So if you go and you tell them, they are going to sprinkle negativity and they're going to tell you all the reasons why it can't work, like what Chris tried to do to Kim. By her detaching herself from him, again, one thing I can say, regardless of how people feel about her career with Kanye, one thing I'll give Kanye his props for is he never tried to slow Kim Kardashian down. Never. As a matter of fact, he tried to speed her up. If you look at the clips and she's like, oh, well, I don't know if I can handle on that stuff. Kanye's like, yeah, you can. You just got to plan better. You just got to be better with your schedule. But if you want to do it, you can do it. You want a man, especially as a woman who's a dreamer, who's an executor, you don't want a man that's slowing you down. Absolutely not. You need somebody who's like, you know what, babe? Yes, you can. 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 Those are the kind of people you want in your corner. This is why, especially when I started to plan and execute my goals and what I wanted to do next, This is exactly why I pulled the plug and I cut the cord on a lot of friendships. Why? Because a lot of women do a lot of fear mongering, right? Women like to put fear in other women because women like an even playing field. Women don't want the playing field to be uneven. They want it even. So if they feel like you're about to do something big, or you have your mind set on something big, or you have a goal that you're going to work towards, they'll try and talk you out of it. I knew that I didn't have time for that. That's why my circle shrunk drastically, because I was determined. So when you become determined, you pull the plug on many connections, because you know that the dream that you have in your mind, you can make it happen. And God will make it happen. But you know that you will do the work. Sometimes the best thing you can do in life is to not listen to what people tell you. And two things can be true at the same time. You can listen and you can not listen too. You need to know when to listen to people and when to ignore them. And one of the best times to ignore people is when it comes to your dreams and goals. If I listened to people, this brand would have never existed. Well, actually, there wasn't really people around the building times. But if I allowed people's projections onto me throughout my life to affect me, this wouldn't exist. Right? So Chris Humphries is telling Kim Kardashian in that scene, who is very successful in present day time, that, he laughed at her work ethic. Why did Chris Humphries laugh at her work ethic? What do I always say? Men inherently believe that they are smarter than women. They may not say it, but inherently men believe that they are smarter than women. That's why if you are a well-rounded, ambition, go-getter, hustler woman, you have to reject most men. Not because they're bad, but because they're going to cause a wedge in your progression, right? Because their minds cannot wrap around the fact that a woman can put her mind to something and accomplish it. It's not only men that are able to execute. Women can execute too. But I have to give him a pass in that regard. Most women are not the best at executing. A lot of women kind of just prance around in circles. They go in circles throughout life. That's why I always say women have to align themselves with women who are more concerned about executing and less concerned with trauma bonding. Okay? Because that's how you waste time. So that is why a lot of times when a woman talks about her goals, or like Kim Kardashian, when she was talking about her work ethic, people will clown you for that. People will clown you for that because they don't believe that a woman can put her mind to something and actually do it. Why? Most women who put their mind to something, it rarely gets done. Why? Because it's a lot of in and out, in and out, in and out all the time. That's why, for me, I can look at a woman and I can tell. Usually, I can tell if she's really about her business or not. Because if she puts her mind to something, she does it. And she doesn't look for people to congratulate, reinforce, or approve of what she's getting ready to do. She just does it. Now, that scene, in summary, is good for women and men to digest that scene, because what does that tell you? Number one, you gotta be careful who you are connected to. There is a reason why that marriage didn't last. You gotta be equally yoked. In your marriages, and your friendships, and your business partnerships, you have to be equally yoked. You cannot connect yourself to anybody who feels like your dream will not be achievable. Thank goodness Kim Kardashian had Kris Jenner in her corner, and many other people in her corner that believed in what she could do. That they may have not been able to see the dream, but they see her work ethic. And they're like, with a work ethic like that and ambitious levels like that, you are definitely going to get somewhere. That marriage would have never worked because that type of person would have been a thorn in her foot. You got to understand that you cannot give up on what you want to do, regardless of what people are saying or what people are thinking. First of all, people don't think. Let's be honest. Majority of people do not have the resilience to achieve a goal. Most people don't have it. They're going to give up, one, or they're going to allow somebody to get in their mind, two. I had somebody very close to me, and I told them, this person's working on different things, and every time this person is about to execute something, they send it in a group chat. So I sent this person, I called this person, and this person's very close to me, so I know my place, right? I don't believe in giving unsolicited advice or putting myself where I don't belong, right? You got to respect people. But I know based on our relationship and our bond, I could have called them about this. And I said, listen, I got to ask you a question. And they're like, what's the question? I'm like, why do you keep putting every next move you're about to do, you're putting it in a group chat with 8 other people? Why are you doing that? And he's like, well, what do you mean? I said, why do you need to check in with people with what you're getting ready to do next? Why do you need to do that? Most people will not be able to see your dream. Why? Because people are attached to where you are right now. That's why when you increase in life, you got to separate from your hometown, because they're not people in their mind. They already have this version of you in their mind that they cannot rewrite. That's why people from your hometown, when you succeed, they give you the hardest time because they're still attached to who you were pre your establishment. So I told him, I said, I don't think it's a good idea for you to keep putting your next move in your chat, in this chat, because one, you don't want to attract any bad, just bad vibes, right? And secondly, they're never going to see what you see. And they're always going to most likely discourage you. So stop telling them. And what I loved about the scene when it came to Kim Kardashian is she told him, hey, this is not going to work. If you can't accept me and the things that I'm getting ready to do, this is not going to work. She knew that she was not going to give up her life because she knew, I will be that girl. I will be a massive entrepreneur. I will accomplish. And there is nobody that's going to get in my way because I have the work ethic that is needed to achieve my goal. Now that's a question for you. Are you waiting for people to tell you what you can achieve, or do you know? I don't need anybody to tell me what I can achieve. I know what I can do, which is why I don't ask anybody, and which is why I don't update anybody, because I know what I have in me and I know what I can do. You have to know what you can do. You have to believe in your work ethic. You have to believe in what God is going to show up and do for you. You got to be able to believe in your craft and your talents. If you're looking for people to approve of your craft, you're done. Because they're not going to approve it. And some people will purposefully not approve it because they know what you're capable of. The most underestimated people are the people, if not everybody can, okay? If they can surpass feeling rejected by people underestimating them, if they mentally can scratch that and keep working, they will make it. The problem with a lot of people is they internalize people's opinions and what people say and how people feel. This is why I say in the past I would get the reputation of being arrogant, because people want me to take the limitations they've created for me and adopt them. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because I am autonomous. I don't need you to approve or disapprove of what you think I can do. Right? But unless somebody has that mentality, it's going to be hard. Because every time somebody says you can't do it, you're going to stop. You're going to internalize it. You're going to listen to them. You're going to listen to them. The amount of times I've had somebody tell me, oh, Mel, can I give you some unsolicited advice? I said, no, you cannot. And they said, why? I said, because I don't want to hear negativity. Yes, I stopped them Because you don't know, you haven't been where I plan on going. So what could you tell me? You're just going to tell me negativity and why I can't do it. That's what most people are going to be more focused on why you can't do it than why you can. That's why you can't tell them anything. Human nature by design, the foundation is fear. People have a spirit of fear. So when you don't, in order to dream, you can't fear and dream at the same time. You have to be fearless in order to dream, and you have to be fearless in order to accomplish your dreams. But when people are still battling the spirit of fear and you go and explain your dream to them, they're going to place limitations on it. Thank goodness Kim Kardashian didn't listen. And she got to where she is today. Just using her as an example. Give her flowers where it's due. She made many brands that will live on. Got to give her flowers for that. And she didn't allow a man to come in her life and slow her down, because that is what he was planning on doing. When you look at the clips, this man was determined to slow her down. Get away from men and women who want to come in your life and slow you down. Get rid of them. Whatever it is that you have in your mind that you desire to accomplish, you only align yourself with people who are supportive of that dream. Anybody that is trying to slow you down, that is trying to weaponize love, weaponize friendship, weaponize family, weaponize all this stuff to slow you down is not for you. December 7th, Wounded. This is going to be a phenomenal masterclass. This is a very spiritual class. The wounds that you have in your life that you cannot see, okay? All of the pain, the scratches, the wounds that you are carrying externally affects you. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to take responsibility for ourselves. It's not just paying bills and going to school and putting gas in our car. Whatever wound that you have internally, whether it's a rejection wound, you've been rejected a lot by people, that affects your ability to socialize. If you have a mother wound, it's hard for you to connect with women. You have a father wound, it's hard for you to connect with men. You have a spiritual wound, it's hard for you to connect with your deeper self, with God. There are so many wounds that people have that they don't even realize it's there, and it's affecting your progress. It's affecting your money. It's affecting your ambition. It's affecting your passion. This class, we are going to go through every single type of wound that I personally feel like shows up in people's lives often. And we are also going to dissect how to keep those wounds from destroying our progression, and also how to heal them over time and maintain the way these wounds affect our lives on a deeper level. Wounded, December 7th, 2025. Be there, be square. Divine Feminine. Oh my God. December 14th. I'm very excited about this. I am. I love talking about the feminine. We talked about weaponize your masculinity, but now we're gonna close out the year with the divine feminine. This class is going to be wonderful for all you ladies who just want to be empowered again. You want to learn about feminine history. Oh yeah, this class is going to highlight some of the world-changing women who fought for us as women to be able to have the opportunities that we have today. This class will definitely touch on some glamour as well. Okay, everybody getting all glammed up. And this class is also going to touch on the spiritual connotations and the spiritual power that we have as women. Women are portals, as I always talk about. So this is going to touch on our internal power, our womb power, womb cleansing. We are going to do it all in this class. December 14th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Be there or be square. Looking forward to you guys signing. My mother started to panic. They're like, we need to call 911. Something is wrong. Doctor told my mother, it looks like your baby may unfortunately be a victim of SIDS. God is full of surprises, but good surprises. Major encounter with God in my life. That was the Holy Spirit warning me and giving me signals about a warfare that was. He's never going to lead you in a path that is going to end in your demise. No way. It's important to keep pushing, keep praying, and keep believing, even when you don't see a way out. And because something is right with you, that's why you're getting attacked a lot. God speaks to us through people, through dreams, through scenarios, through feelings that we get, our discernment, showing up. You got to take God serious. You got to keep God at the center of your life at all times. I'm going to walk away from God because of these experiences that I've had.